What we're going to do now, just so you can see exactly where these nerves are, if Chantel brings the arm up and then rotate the head to the side and then tilt a little bit. So with this position of the head, as you can see when the head is slightly stretched, we're really stretching out the scalenes area, which is this. So you got muscles such as the scalenes, which are essentially protecting the nerve roots and the beginning of the bigger nerves here. So these muscles usually get really tight, and you can feel them if you just palpate around the neck on this side. And whenever you got tightness here because of these muscles, that can then compress on top of the nerves and create symptoms such as thoracic outlet syndrome, golfer's elbow, tennis elbow, because compressing on the body of these nerves can then have an impact along the actual body of each nerve. So if we start from the red, first of all, the red is going to be the biggest nerve in the upper body. This is the equivalent to the sciatic nerve for the upper body, and that is the median nerve. All the three of them will essentially travel underneath the collarbone, which is here. So you can feel the collarbone, which is the clavicle as well. So they travel underneath the collarbone. They also travel underneath the pec minor, obviously a lot deeper than what you're seeing there, and then they will come out of the axillary region, which is the armpit here. So as you can see from the image there, they're coming out and they're essentially traveling between the biceps and the triceps. So these muscles here, you've got the biceps here, you've got the triceps down here, and then you've got the two main nerves that are traveling in between these muscles, whereas the third one is going to rotate and then come around the back. So the median nerve will split and they will go through the bicep tendon, which is basically this here. This is where your bicep connects. The median nerve is essentially going to go through there, and then it's going to split the forearm in the middle until it gets to the so-called carpal tunnel. The moment that these two nerves get to about here, like I said before, the median nerve will travel through the midline, whereas the ulnar nerve will travel through the medial aspect. So if Chantel bends the elbow there, you can really see how the ulnar nerve travels between the medial epicondyle, which is this here, and the olecranon process, which is the elbow basically. So whenever you hit your elbow, sometimes you get this kind of really sharp pain. You've essentially hit the ulnar nerve. I've left this nerve for last, but it doesn't mean it's less significant, because it's essentially going to be responsible for the entire posterior side of the arm. Okay, so again, the radial nerve is what it's called. It's going to start from the brachial plexus again, a little bit closer here to the collarbone. It travels underneath the collarbone alongside the median and the ulnar nerve. But then the moment we get to about here, it's actually going to split and go towards the triceps. As you can see from this angle, so basically the radial nerve, like I said before, travels from the brachial plexus, wraps around the entire arm, and then innervates the triceps, so crosses over the triceps, and then it goes on top of the wrist extensors. So this movement that I'm creating at the moment is what the radial nerve facilitates by innervating the muscles onto the forearm.